Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about 4 applications that have made a huge impact in my productivity and in my photography. So if you're doing anything media related, anything Instagram related, anything picture related, this video is for you. So the first application, without any further ado, is Floom. Floom is, to me, pretty amazing. Let's just take a look at it here real quick. Floom is pretty amazing because it gives you the option to actually run Instagram on your computer. Again, Floom gives you the option to run Instagram on your computer. Start a new post, and you can just drag an image right in here. For example, just find the picture here real quick. Let's go with this one here. Let's go with this one here. Drag the picture in, and you can get a pretty good look at how it can speed up your workflow, because you don't have to spend time sitting at the computer, sitting at your phone trying to post to Instagram. You can actually do your posting from the actual computer. The second application, it's going to be JPEG Mini. Now JPEG Mini is pretty useful because it allows you to take hundreds of pictures and compress them down to sometimes kilobytes in size. When it comes from megabytes in size to kilobytes in size, that's useful because sometimes you want to transfer images to a person or to a client or to a thumb drive, and you may not have enough space. So for example, let's pick a picture here. This image is 3 megabytes. This one here. I'm just gonna let it put in a different location, make sure it doesn't overwrite my file. So there's a couple of options you have to do that. You can overwrite the existing file, or you can actually export it to a new size in another folder. So that file, the original file was 3.1 megabytes. The new file is now 498 kilobytes. Side by side, here they are right here. There is no difference. I shouldn't even say minimal. There is no difference between this image here and this image here as perceived by our eyes. So that's JPEG Mini in a nutshell. It lets you compress your large images down to a smaller size so you can put it on your websites, you can put it on social media without losing quality. You can post it in different places and preserve your quality without giving someone the original data or the original file size. The next program is going to be Hedge. Hedge is a program I use for both pictures and video. How Hedge basically works in a nutshell is it's a transfer and login application. So for example, you come home from a long day of doing video work, or even doing a recording session. If you are someone who does engineering or does music, you pop your media into the computer, whether it be a SD card, whether it be a hard drive, an SSD drive, and you open up Hedge, and Hedge literally will begin to ingest the contents from that card. If I can find one memory card right now, it will actually ingest the contents from that card and then copy it to a new folder. What Hedge actually does is it verifies the information has been copied and gives you that information in a text file, so you can make sure that the client's contents was copied before leaving a shoot, or even when you get to your base, you can double check to see if everything was copied from the card as it should be. And it's pretty fast at copying too. Last but certainly not least is Hazel. Hazel right now has been indispensable to me. Hazel actually, it's like a housekeeping application for your computer. And so that may not sound like it may not seem interesting to a lot of you, but the reality is what Hazel will actually do is it will take all of your entire hard drive contents, or even if it's a specific folder, and you can say, Hazel, I want to organize this folder or this hard drive in this way, and the process will begin. So for example, in my particular computer, I have a actual dump folder that takes all of my JPEGs, all of my PNG files, and it arranges them by month and year. So every time I save a JPEG file to my documents folder, every time I save a JPEG file to my desktop, if I do these things by accident or if it happened by through the program like Safari's the default folders downloads. Even if a JPEG goes into downloads, it takes that file from the downloads folder and moves it automatically to the month that it was created or downloaded and the year. It creates its own folder for me. And so that saves me a huge amount of time because I don't have to be looking for files all over the place. I can literally have them go into a specific folder based on type, based on date, based on so many different parameters. And Hazel has just been something that runs in the background for me for a number of months. And I can honestly say it's a great program. So these are the full programs, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about today. Just to recap briefly, we have JPEG Mini, which compresses your JPEGs. We have Hazel, which keeps your entire system organized based on folders, dates, types, and you just name it. It just keeps you organized. Then we also had Hedge, which actually ingests contents for you so that you can actually continue shooting at a particular event, or you can verify what has been copied at an event or at a specific time. It's a good way to keep your transfers organized, a good way to keep your transfers secure. It's a good way to double check that your transfers were copied. And the last program that we mentioned, or the first one that we mentioned, was Floom. And Floom is literally an Instagram client for your Mac, which is huge. It frees you up from having to be on your phone all the time. It frees you up from having to manage everything for Instagram. I mean, you can comment, you can like, you can post, you can respond to messages. You can do just about everything you do on Instagram. The only thing I would like to see, which Instagram doesn't yet offer, it's not an issue with Floom, it's an issue with Instagram, is the ability to schedule a post. That would be huge. Until next time, guys, peace.